was the voice of Mrs. Blessing Nwana. Engulfed in flames, her life forever changed in an instant of unspeakable cruelty. This sad incident happened in Abagana in Jikoka local government area of Anambra State, Nigeria. Mrs. Blessing was allegedly set ablaze by her husband, Mr. Sunday Nwana, following accusations of infidelity. The horrific event occurred after a heated argument between the couple.
Wetezi lighter. Yes. 1 year. When I 1 year lighter, or the more than 1 year of so I was injected with Panasia. So we got out of temper, out of anger. When the native told people, some people allege that the woman told them that there was a time you told your wife that one day that you will pour fuel on her and burn her. Your children said that. Yes. So bad. No, feeling so bad is not the answer to what I just asked you. What are you expecting now? Can you expect? Nobody to do. You do what? Will have kill myself too. Give me Chiziki. After killing your wife. I don't know if she will die. You don't.
Blessing sustained severe burns and was rushed to the hospital close by, where she later succumbed to her injuries. This incident has sparked widespread outrage and condemnation. Women from across Anambra's 179 communities organized a peaceful demonstration to mourn Blessing and demand justice. They marched to the office of the Commissioner for Women and Social Affairs, chanting slogans such as "Marriage is not a do or die affair" and "Stop killing women." The wife of the Anambra State Governor, Mrs. Nonya Soludo, has vowed to ensure that justice is served. She emphasized the administration's commitment to addressing domestic violence and assured that the case will be closely monitored to its conclusion. This tragic event underscores the pervasive issue of domestic violence in Nigeria and highlights the urgent need for societal change to protect vulnerable individuals. This was not a random act of rage, but the culmination of years of tension, control, and perhaps silent suffering. Her body bore the evidence of the fire, but her mind, had it survived, would carry scars no less severe. This story is not unique, though its details may differ from case to case. Across Nigeria and Africa, the narrative of women living under oppressive cultural norms and enduring unspeakable violence at the hands of these men meant to protect them is all too familiar. There's an invisible culture of fear. Blessing's tragedy is rooted in more than just a singular act of violence. It is a reflection of societal complicity. In many parts of Nigeria and the continent at large, marriage is seen as a sacred institution, one where the man is both the head and the master. Women are often taught to endure rather than confront, to pray rather than leave. Divorce is a taboo that looms heavier than death itself, and a woman leaving her husband is frequently viewed as a personal failure and disgrace to her family. In such an environment, women like Blessing often find themselves trapped. There are no escape routes, no safety nets, no empathetic ears willing to listen. Their pain is invisible, their cry is muffled by societal norms that demand silence in the face of oppression. The psychological toll of abuse before Blessing's body was burned, is something that we have to talk about. Her spirit was likely already sunken by years of emotional and psychological torment. The abuse that culminates in physical violence rarely begins there. It starts with words, belittling remarks, accusations of unfaithfulness, threats disguised as warnings. Over time, these words become shackles, eroding self esteem and instilling fear. For women in abusive marriages, the mental toll is profound. They live in constant state of hypervigilance, their minds perpetually bracing for the next blow, whether physical or verbal. Depression and anxiety become their daily companions, and the joy they once knew is replaced by a haunting numbness. For Blessing, the ultimate act of violence was not just an end, it was the final act of a play she had likely been forced to endure for years. The broader implication here is that there's a culture of violence, and Blessing's death has ignited outrage, and rightly so. Women across Anambra's 179 communities have taken to the streets, their voices rising in collective grief and fury. They chant slogans like, "Marriage is not a do or die affair," "Stop killing women." Their protests are a clarion call to a nation grappling with the normalization of violence against women. This incident is not just about one marriage gone wrong. It's about a culture that enables and excuses such acts. Domestic violence is often dismissed as a private matter, and the legal and social systems in place are rarely equipped to offer protection or justice. The tragedy also highlights the role of toxic masculinity, where men, feeling emasculated or disrespected, resort to violence to reassert control. In such environments, women's lives are reduced to objects of possession, their autonomy stripped away. The flames that consumed Blessing should serve as a stark warning. Unchecked abuse has consequences that ripple far beyond the immediate victims. It destroys families, it leaves children traumatized, and perpetuates cycles of violence. Addressing the mental health impact of such tragedies is crucial. Survivors of domestic violence need more than just physical healing. They need spaces where they can process their trauma and rebuild their lives, which requires community support, education, counseling, legal practitioners. This is a wake up call for the society. You know, Blessing's story is a tragic reminder that marriage, often celebrated as a union of love and partnership, can become a prison when built on inequality and violence. It's a wake up call for families, for communities, and governments to prioritize the well being of women, to challenge oppressive cultural norms, and to create systems that protect the vulnerable. Her life may have been cut short, but her death should not be in vain. It should ignite a movement, a collective effort to ensure that no woman suffers in silence, that no cry for help goes unheard, and that no life is lost to the flames of violence and neglect. In the end, the question we must ask ourselves is not just what happened to Blessing, but what are we willing to do to ensure it never happens again? Because if we remain silent, if we fail to act, we are complicit in the next tragedy waiting to happen.